Hello, hello, hello. Right, okay. What I want to do today is then to have a look at how we can create a flyer using Google Slides. Now, a flyer can be used to advertise bits and pieces, to put a note on a notice board, a note in the shop window, that kind of thing. So what we're going to do to start with is we're going to come across, log into Google, and I'm going to click on my 9-pack, which brings up down the apps. Now, I've got Slides as a separate app, but most people will need to go into Drive first. And then once you've clicked onto New, then you'll see Google Slides here. So when Google Slides opens, what it will do is it will show you the where you need to choose a theme. Now I'm going to go for a simple light theme and then OK. And so here I've got my slide ready for me to use. Now, what I want to do is I want to be able to print this out onto a sheet of A4 paper. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go across and see how big a sheet of A4 paper is. So it's 210 by 297 millimeters. So if I come back onto my drive, onto my presentation, then here I can go to File, Page Setup, and then where it says Page Setup, here it's got the widescreen standard, and these are for screen sizes when I'm presenting, but I want to go to custom, and what I want to do here is I want to type in my new numbers. So that's going to be 210, so that's 21 centimeters, and that's going to be 229.7 centimeters. And then I say OK, and there, as you can see, I've now got a piece of paper that is roughly A4. Well, it is A4 in size, so when I print this it will print out at A4. Now here I can go through and start to play about. As you can see here, I've got something that says click to add title. Well, this is cunning, this is, because if I click there I can add a title. Can't necessarily spell, but I could add a title. And these boxes around here would allow me to change the size of that box, move the box about. That little box up there would allow me to spin it around a little bit if I wanted to, or indeed I could spin it back. So I can do all sorts of things with this particular box once I've actually got it in this manner. What I can also do is, while I've got the box, notice here I've got a tool that says fill colour. So I could click onto there and I could fill that box in red. So again, I can do all sorts of bits and pieces to make my presentation look the way I want it to look. So I'm going to add that over at the side. Here I've got the option of adding a subtitle. So my subtitle can be stuff I want to sell and my contact details. So there, it's got that information in there. Now that text is all being centered, and I think that looks pretty rubbish. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here and I want to change where that text is centered. So if I click onto more, here I can see bold, italic, underlined and all of these wonderful things, and there I've got alignment, and I'm going to go for a right aligned for that one. And I'm going to trim that box down so it's smaller, and I'm going to move it down to the bottom here. Yep. Then I can just play about with the size of that, and again I'm going to use the fill, and this time I'm going to go for that colour, whatever that colour is. So already, as you can see, it's starting to take shape. Wouldn't it be wonderful if I could insert an image into the middle of that? Yes, I hear you say it would. So here we go, insert image. Now here I could upload an image from my computer, so just click on choose an image to upload, or I could take a snapshot using my webcam. This is not good because it's me that's sat in front of the webcam and I am not particularly photogenic. Here I could go by URL, so if I know the address of the image that I want, so perhaps it's an image from a web page or something of that nature, I could use that. This would allow me to access my albums. So if I click onto here, it will show me my albums that's on Google. Here I could go to my Google Drive, and then I could actually see if I've got any images on my Google Drive, and there's my Google Photos. So therefore I could go into here and find any Google Photo images that I wanted to use. Let me go back onto my insert image. Oops, sorry, let's go back. And then here I've got search. Now what search does, search allows me to actually search for images that have been labelled for commercial use, reuse with modification. So I could type into here something that I wanted to search for. So I'm going to search for a poppy. And there it is. I've got lots of images of poppies. And so I could actually choose one of these for me to use. So I'm going to choose this field of poppies here and select. And there it's now inside of my screen. So again, I could come across here and I could actually highlight it and bring it across to match the way that I want it to actually look. I can also add new bits of text onto this. So if I go to insert, I can insert a text box. And the text box would allow me to draw a text box onto the screen, which I can then add some text in. Poppies I have typed into there. Now let me just move that down off that background so that you can actually see where it says poppies. And as you can see, that text is very small and it's not particularly noticeable. So I've highlighted that, and as you can see, that is currently in a font called Arial. Well, I'm going to change that to Impact, and then that's the size, and I can actually highlight that and come down here and change the size. So I'm going to go all the way up to 72 points, which is 1-inch high characters, and then I'm going to come across here and move that back across, move that back onto my screen, and there it says poppies. Now we can carry on doing all of this kind of thing to insert new images, to add shapes such as an arrow. So I could add an arrow onto the page. Let me go for that one again. Insert shapes, and I want to insert an arrow, so I choose the arrow that I want to insert. That's it, and there I've now got an arrow, and again I've got all of the fill tools, so I can actually change the fill of that arrow. So a blue arrow, and I can play about to my heart's content to get the poster that I actually want. Once I've got that, then I can go to File, and I could actually print that as a piece of A4. Now one of the other wonderful things about Google Slides is I can also export the entire thing as a picture. So I can go File, Download As, and I could say download this as a JPEG. So if I download that as a JPEG, and then I'm going to save the file. Now what I could do is I could go to Insert Image. Now if I go to Upload and choose an image to upload, if I go to my Downloads folder, there I've got my presentation as an image, and so I can insert my image onto my image. Gosh, isn't life wonderful? Okay, so there we have it. The final thing I want to do is just to move up here where it says Untitled Presentation, and I'm going to give this a name. So okay, I hope that helps. I look forward to talking to you later. Thanks a lot. Bye.